Hi, I'm back again in what is my third installment of the ProtectaClear. I'm going to show you the process I learned to do to coat the beads. I'm going to do one coat, and these are the beads that I'm going to be coating. These are clear cracked beads. I don't know. Put them on a dark background. They're supposed to be glass beads, and they are cracked through. When I started working with them, I was like, wow, these are really, really pretty. But then when I started practicing after my thumb surgery here, I was like, wait, where did I get these clear beads? It turns out that the cracking effect on these beads is not all the way through the glass. It is, it's a coating on the beads. And so just by handling them as I'm making a piece will take the coating off. That cracked coating, it will come off. So I'm going to coat these beads, and hopefully that cracked coating will last a long time. So I have my 91% alcohol solution to clean the beads, which I'm going to start dumping them all in here. I do not know, this is the string they were strung on. I don't know if that's a natural fiber or not. I don't know if that's natural cotton string. Because the ProtectaClear eats away at non-natural materials, I'm going to take them off of this string and put them on my own 100% cotton string. So I just go ahead here and I have this little jar that I save with the alcohol in it, little plastic container. I put them in, and I will be doing all of these beads. I have this string, and I have these two strings here and a few loose ones in the bottom, so I will do that and come back. Okay, so I have all the beads in here, soaking in the alcohol. Little plastic spoon, let me give them a swirl. That should be good. Get my strainer. Dump out the alcohol, save the beads. And dump the beads on my paper towel to dry. Can't really see them here. I can't touch them now, so I'll just kind of try to spread them out as best as I can. And I will come back when they are dry. Oh man, you know what? I'm glad we do this stuff here together so we can all learn from each other's mistakes. I forgot to string the beads before I put them in the alcohol. So now this is going to be a nice, tedious project for me to string these all while they're laying here on this paper towel. I have my long split eye beading needle, my cotton yarn in it. It's 1.5 millimeter cotton yarn. Put it at the bent end, and I will start stringing. Okay, I am back and my beads are strung. It's unfortunate for me to say that I lost a number of beads. Their coating wore off in the alcohol solution. What I should have done was strung the beads first, did a quick dip in the solution, and then laid them out to dry. But there seems to be a learning curve with doing this because the instructions are not the best for doing this on a larger scale. Here's my wire. Put this up. So essentially what I'm going to be doing, since I haven't come up with a better plan yet, is I'll be hanging one from this side. Here's the long one. I put knots in the end of these. This after it's coated. I'm just using inexpensive, this is inexpensive 22 gauge wire, seems to be strong enough to hang this. My wire cutters is getting a little dull, I think. And the other one from this side. That looks like it'll work. So here's my ProtectaClear in this jar. It still looks liquidy. It doesn't look like it dried out on me. And you don't have to shake this, but it's kind of a habit of mine to shake it. Make sure I pour enough in here. I'm pouring it over the glass. Try to get plenty in there to coat the beads and not to use too much. And my little sponge deal. Okay, I found my little sponge that came with it. So I'm going to take my first piece, dip it in, make sure all the beads get covered. It's down in here. Bring it out. Bring it up. It's going to drip down, and what you need to do, which since this piece is hanging straight and has some string coming down, it's not too bad. Let me zoom in here a little bit, get more focused. But if there's a drop at the end of your beads, here it's not too bad because it's dripping off the end of this string. But this one is going to be different. Dip this in here. Make sure I hold on to both ends. I don't want to lose the end of this string down in there. And make sure you wear gloves when handling this product. But what you'll see with this one that's looped at the bottom, separate these, it's going to want to drip from the bottom. And what you need to do, not quite yet, is if any drips form at the bottom that aren't coming off, you need to just dab them off with this sponge so you don't get a big old drip dried to the end of your bead. We do have some in there. Get those drips out. You just need to keep an eye on it for a few minutes. Make sure there's nothing coming off of that bottom of that one. And it says it needs at least an hour to dry, or about an hour to dry, and make sure it's dry before you put on another coat. But you can't touch it to make sure it's dry before putting on another coat, because if you get your skin oils on it, the next coat isn't going to stick to it. So I just give it at least an hour. I turn on my ceiling fan to make sure there's airflow, and then I just coat it again. And after 3 coats, I'll probably do 4 coats on these. After that, I just give it a few days and touch them and see if they're dry, and just wait until they're completely dry. Thank you.